It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Good morning, everyone. We are kind of half of us is fresh back from the Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This past weekend changed my life. Can I just say that? Like, it changed the trajectory of my life.
Come on, Steph. That
no,
sounds
I'm
a little
so
dramatic.
Serious. No, I'm so serious. This was like the best concert I have ever seen in my life.
And the concert changed your life.
Yeah. I have never like cried at a concert before, but I sobbed. Like, I was like, my friend looked over at me and she just said that I just had like tears like streaming down my face. It was the best time. It was amazing. So, you know, like it sounded great. The stage design was awesome. She just pulled out all the stops, you know, and Miss Girl sang for literally 3.5 hours nonstop.
Well, in case you didn't catch that, Steph Beckett went to the Taylor Swift concert this past weekend, and it was the largest. She just told us it was the largest crowd ever in MetLife Stadium over 3 days. 200-some thousand. Is that what you said?
Over 217,000 people.
And it makes sense for us to talk about this because that concert is stock full of AV gear. You talk about all the audio equipment that they're using, and you know, they don't use the equipment that's installed in the stadium as much as they bring their own stuff in for live events. The microphones, the visuals, right? I mean, you have LED. I've seen the large LED board behind her.
Yeah, and she's a Shure girl, just like me. All of her mics that she was using were Shure. I could tell, like, you know how it like blows her up on the screen after she was holding it. I was like, that's a Shure mic.
Probably
I can tell.
We'll ask Chris. We're gonna actually have Chris Lyons from Shure on today, and I bet he'll know probably off the top of his head. But I'm gonna guess. I bet I know which mic it is. We'll see.
It's the indestructible one, the one that every artist uses. What is
something
it, like
almost 60-year-old microphone that's out there that's been around forever. The 58. But let's remind everyone this is rAVe TV, which is the industry's only live TV show. We've been running for over 2 years now, and we are from the industry, inside the industry, not just a bunch of hired people to just talk about the industry. And we're excited to be bringing this show to you every Wednesday at noon Eastern. That allows Europeans, our European or EMEA friends to see the show while they're still in the office, and our West Coasters to have gotten their first cup of coffee at 9 o'clock. And we're available on ravepubs.com, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. We're available on all those places. Even Instagram, I think, is something we're going to add eventually, but we're available in all these places. And we will be doing this live every single day at InfoComm. In fact, Steph, I should probably remind you, we are going to have a pre-InfoComm live event the Tuesday before. So before the show actually opens, we're going to give you a sneak peek of the show floor. And next week, a week from today, will be all about InfoComm and Sony. Just like today, Shure is using our show to introduce a new product. Sony will be introducing a whole new product line on our on rAVe TV next Wednesday. So next Wednesday will be all about InfoComm and that new product line as well. And our awards, by the way, our awards closed. Our the Reader's Choice Awards have closed, and we will be publishing those over the course of the next week. And Steph, but we do still have one more award opportunity available, right?
We do. So if you have a installation that has used HD Base T, you are eligible to be nominated for the HD Base T Masterpiece Awards. So, you know, like, this is sky's the limit. You know, it can be a small installation, big installation. We're looking for nominations of all types. So you can scan a QR code, get the link to find out a little bit more. But we really want to see every single thing if it's utilized HD Base T in any way. So we are so excited to seeing what kind of nominations you guys come up with. So make sure that the only thing that we ask is that it includes a picture and or video. So that's all we're asking, so that we can, like, you know, look at it ourselves.
No money. We don't do awards. We don't do play for pay. We're the only publication that doesn't do pay for play awards. So we are very happy about that. We don't think you should have to pay to enter an award. So that way, if you are a small company, you can still enter a product. But let's bring on our guest, because we're going to use this session to introduce a brand new product. Chris Lyons from Shure. Chris, how you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on the show.
Well, you sound great. What are you using over there?
I've got my little MV51 USB mic right down here, which just sits in front of my PC.
Well, it's a cute little mic there. Hey, so what were they using at the Taylor Swift concert? Do you know?
You know, I think it might be a KSM9 condenser head. I'm not positive. It's hard to tell with her mics because they're all like decorated and colored and bejeweled and bedazzled and everything.
She had one that like had like a handle on it that was shaped like a snake. So like you could barely see the mic through the handle, but they were all decorated really well. But I could just tell they were Shure mics because of who I am as a person.
Well, we're here to talk about a brand new mic, and we'll let you make the official debut since you're doing it here on rAVe TV. Chris, what is this new product?
So this is something new for the integrated systems market. We've been working on it for a long time, and everybody here is really excited about it. It's called the MXA 902 Integrated Conferencing Ceiling Array. And so right there, that tips you off. This is something different. Integrated means that this is a ceiling array mic and DSP and a loudspeaker all built into one device. So the idea is you just have to install one thing in the ceiling, plug in one cable, and that's it. You're finished.
And you're looking at it right now on the screen. Oh, can we put that back up real quick? I want to show them sort of what's there that's different. If you're an MXA fan and used it before, you can see automatically what's different there. That little box in the front left corner there, that is the speaker. That's where the speaker's housed behind the infrastructure itself. How powerful is that speaker, and what can we expect size of room for that? I think you spec it at 20 by 20 room. Is that right?
This mic is designed to cover, both the mic and the speaker are designed to cover a 20 by 20 foot space, or international people, that's 6 by 6 meters roughly. And it does a really nice job. You know, you don't need to move anything or adjust anything. It's preset out of the box, and that's it. And the speaker is surprisingly powerful. I want to say the maximum output is, I think 93 dB SPL or something, which is, you know, pretty hot. And it's a small speaker, but it sounds much bigger than it is. It really does a great job.
Well, that's the one thing people have been asking for, like on the MXA. They haven't been asking for better quality. They haven't been asking for smaller. They haven't been asking for different form factors. They've been asking for a speaker, and you've given it to them, and you have a phenomenal DPA. But you did a little sizzle reel launching the product that's on our website. You can see all this by scanning the QR code or go to ravepubs.com. It's right there on our website. If you click on the all news, you'll see that story. But let's run this video real quick, launching the product.
The Microflex Advance MXA 902 Integrated Conferencing Ceiling Array is the first complete ceiling audio solution for AV conferencing. Because it mounts overhead, it provides more consistent sound quality throughout the room than an all-in-one soundbar mounted on the wall. The MXA 902 has all three things needed for exceptional audio in small to medium-sized meeting spaces. First, there's an advanced array microphone with single-zone automatic coverage technology. It captures every participant in a 20 by 20 foot area right out of the box. Second, onboard IntelliMix DSP eliminates annoying echo and room noise and adjusts talker levels automatically. Everyone is heard clearly no matter where they sit. Finally, the MXA 902 has a built-in wide dispersion loudspeaker that delivers robust sound throughout the room without the need for external speakers and amplifiers. Remote participants and program audio playback are easy to hear. With its revolutionary integrated design, the MXA 902 is quicker to install than individual microphones, loudspeakers, and signal processors. One network cable with PoE Plus is all you need. The MXA 902 Integrated Conferencing Ceiling Array is the ideal solution for AV conferencing in small and medium-sized meeting rooms. It's the fastest way to better sound.
Congratulations, Chris. That's a phenomenal product. And I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe that this is the first product you've launched with Teams and Zoom certification at launch.
Yeah, and that was something that was a priority all along, to really have that ready. And fortunately, the stars aligned and it all worked. And I've got to tip my hat to our engineers and our software people, because they really broke a sweat on this one. We all know, never put the microphone close to the loudspeaker, and this speaker is literally 2 inches away from 100 microphones. So this is like an example of what not to do in product design, but they made it work, and it sounds phenomenal.
Well, it's going to be popular. Obviously, the MXA has a sort of a following already, and people use it in a lot of applications. Adding the speaker is going to make it obviously popular. And do you see, I'm going to ask you some of the obvious questions. What about rooms larger than 20 by 20?
Well, we've already had questions about that, and people want to know, can I use multiples of the 902? And you really can't. It's designed as kind of a closed system where the microphone knows that the sound is coming out of that speaker and where that speaker is in space. And that's what makes the echo canceller stable during calls. It is, because it is really nice and interactive the way you'd expect. But we know people are looking at this concept and thinking, boy, I'd love to use that in bigger rooms. So I think that'll have to be the thing we look at next, is how do we scale this up? That's usually what happens. We come out with something with one idea of how it's going to be used, and then our customers tell us, I'd like to do this with it. Can we make that happen? And that gives us the next thing to pursue. And
then other form factors?
Yeah, that's possible too. There's not a lot of room. The square form factor allows a convenient spot for the speaker. But, it's definitely within the cards that, with the next generation of design, we could, realign microphones and loudspeakers in that housing and maybe make different shapes.
And then finally, compatibility with all the other network gear that might be in a room. What kind of testing have you done there? And are you concerned at all about that at all? Or is it just sort of like we're using a standard and we're not worried about it?
Yeah, we're not really worried about it. The guts of this thing are based on the same, engine that's in the MXA 920. And so, if you're comfortable with that, it'll play nicely with any other, major brand gear that you've got in the room. And it's, Dante output, automatic mixing and echo canceling and everything like that. So we're really looking forward to demoing this at InfoComm, and it should be shipping this summer. So we're real excited about it.
Yep, we'll see it live at InfoComm. And if you want to get a look at it now, all you got to do is scan that QR code. Or if you're on social, look down. You'll see the link. We've actually dropped a link directly in the description of this, wherever you're watching it, so you can actually go look at it now. Chris, I really appreciate it. Congratulations. I appreciate you coming on. I also we both appreciate you debuting this on rAVe TV. It just shows that, you've been a great partner for rAVe TV, and you've helped us grow this as an avenue to get news out in the industry. And we appreciate the fact that you're using it that way.
Well, rAVe TV is a great way to get a direct pipeline to both installers and IT managers and end users in this market. And that's the best way to do it. So we're happy to.
Well, we appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you at InfoComm in 2 weeks from today. That show opens. Can you believe that? 2 weeks from today. Right now, we'll be too busy to talk to each other.
Oh, my God.
See you at the booth.
All right. Look, Steph, welcome back. And speaking of InfoComm, you can still register for InfoComm. It is still open. Yeah.
You can use code rAVe, and that will give you a free show floor pass. If you are, if you were kind of on the fence, but you wanted to go ahead and get your pass, you can still do that. Gary, I know that you had kind of given a little bit of a hint about like the game and what our booth is going to be like. So I brought like another little hint.
Oh, another hint. Yeah. So our game. Well, let's tell them the name of the game. How's that?
Okay.
All right, the name of the game is going to be called What the Duck. And this came from the brain of our very own Steph Beckett.
Yes.
Who created the game from
the twisted brain of Steph.
This game will appear in Walmart and other stores in the future. But for now, it'll only appear at InfoComm. And you'll see it. We're not going to, we'll wait till next week to tell them all the cool stuff about the game. But I will tell you this. Not only can you win, everyone who plays can get the duck. But we also are taking thousands of t-shirts. So we're going to give away plenty of t-shirts. We will show you the t-shirt next week on our
it's going to be exciting. Yep. This t-shirt design I actually really love as well.
You're going to love it. T-shirts, everybody's going to like t-shirt. We're giving you exactly what you've been asking for every single year when you come to our booth asking for a t-shirt. So that's a little hint. And also we're going to play some games in our booth. We're going to have games. We're going to have things for you to do. So when you're kind of like intense and you're kind of wanting to let some frustration out or relax a little bit, come to our booth. We're right there at the entrance of the actual entire show, and you can't miss us. And you'll be able to hang out and relax with us and just have some fun. It'll literally be all about fun. But we also are bringing the game to 4 booths on the show floor.
Yep.
Next week we'll tell you who those 4 companies are.
And the schedule, so that you guys can come and play the game. I know that we have like game people who like just go to every scheduled game, and I have missed that. I've missed those people.
Yep. So this is we have to ask Emily. Maybe Emily can flash her fingers up and tell me if I'm right or not. But I think this is the 12th game. This is the 12th time we've played the game.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. We created this from scratch, and it was awesome that Steph's brain came up with a new version of the game. But
well, I will say that it began that I came up with it, and it has been refined by like Kirsten and Carrie and Emily. Like this has definitely been like a group effort of multiple people's brains. So I can't take all the credit, but
and they're the coolest ducks. Trust me, your kids will love these. Your significant other, he or she will love these ducks.
Yes.
You'll want to take the duck home.
Yeah.
So you got to play the game to win the duck.
But that's not the only prize. There's like like the stuff you guys that people
all
want.
The stuff you always want from us, including
all the stuff that you like to yell at me about that you didn't win. We have that.
We got everything. So Legrand rAVe is another one of our sponsors. And,
yes.
And what are we talking about with them today?
So we are talking about the Nexus PDUs. Those are going to be shipping in June. So the other half of Middle Atlantic's evolution of AV power distribution and backup, that's going to be finally available for you guys to order now. Those are designed with the highest quality components to ensure the AV experience you are creating is powered and protected. So if you want to learn more about Nexus, all you have to do is you can watch the screen and you can scan the QR code, and we have the link readily available for you guys.
Excellent. And look, earlier this week, probably wasn't noticed because they literally launched it the Friday before Memorial Day.
Which is crazy,
we
but
published a story about Logitech and the new desk booking service called the LogiDock. It's called the LogiDock
Flex.
Okay. And so basically it's a LogiDock, but also has a desk booking system built into it, which means it has a screen. So for any location, including our office, by the way, we have an intern desk in our office where different people use that. We could use that LogiDock Flex system to do that, because that way, whenever somebody starts up, it starts up in their mode, and it also tells us who's going to come in that day and what hours and that kind of. You could use it for something like that, for hot desking in co-working spaces, or even as a member, you can use it as a speakerphone, microphone, and UC device.
Yes. So if you're a facilities manager, this is going to give you like real-time insights and analytics on space usage to help you understand how return to office policies are actually performing. There's going to be data that you can grab, like desk utilization, peak occupancy rates, user behaviors. So it's going to give you all of those analytics and insights to be able to help you like continue to form that back to the office strategy, which I thought was really cool.
You know, it's interesting. I hadn't thought about this until just now. I mean, maybe it'd make a good blog or something to talk about. But, you know, Shure used our show to introduce this new MXA 902. And then you have this LogiDock Flex product. Both of these products compete with Crestron. These are companies like, it's interesting how most of these companies are now starting to, where Shure was once a microphone only company. Now with the MXA 902, now they're definitely, you know, doing what Crestron's trying to do on the UC space.
Right.
And same with Logitech. It's interesting because these companies it's heating up a little bit from a competition standpoint, but they also work together. There's a lot of competition between these companies. That will be very interesting to see at InfoComm, because obviously Crestron has a control system and they have signal routing distribution that all these companies still rely on. But the positioning of these products will be interesting. And I think from a marketing perspective, it's complicated to figure out how to deal with that.
Yeah, well, we've talked about this before, that this is a very weird time to be in the industry, where it's either the time for companies to newly get into the UCC space in ways that they hadn't before, or it's time to find a company that specializes in something that you don't, who wants to partner in something that you're specializing in so that you can work together. So I think that we're going to continue to see a lot of that, like cooperation, but also competition or whatever. Coopetition. We're going to see companies continue to try to be all-in-one companies and try to create things that they hadn't before. If they're an audio company, they're probably going to make a camera. If they're a camera company, they're probably going to make a microphone, or at least start to dabble in that area. And it's just kind of like a time of throwing things at the UCC wall to see what sticks.
Yeah, and this industry's maturing quite a bit, as is the so-called digital signage industry, which is a term I hate. But both those industries are sort of maturing at the same time, and I think it's time for us to kind of step up the game a little bit and do a better job of sort of managing expectations of the clients and things like that. We'll talk about that. These are the kind of things I'm thinking about that I'm going to talk about and write about as we progress. By the way, did you happen to see, Steph, did you happen to see my blog? And we're not going to put this up or anything, but I posted a blog about how I think that HBO changing the name of HBO Max to Max is just crazy, stupid branding. Like, how do you basically get rid of a brand HBO, which, by the way, was on everyone's cable TV service the day cable TV debuted. Right?
Because everyone knows what it means. Everyone knows home box office. Like, everyone knows what HBO means. What does Max mean?
Right. I mean, and I love Peacock's response to it. Peacock, the network Peacock, literally tweeted, even though a lot of you would like to see us change our name, following the moniker of HBO Max, we have chosen not to do so. I thought that was really creative.
Yeah.
So,
that's great, because
and
their streaming service is actually notoriously bad.
Yeah, another person tweeted out HBO Max, and then dash Max, and then Peacock and then the next line was your move, Peacock. I just think it's funny how people are sort of having fun with this. But from a branding standpoint, it's almost like it's be the equivalent of Shure changing their name to MXA.
Yes.
Right. I mean, like, it's a great product line, Max. And I'm not even sure Max was a good product line. I mean, Cinemax, when I was a kid, was soft porn. I mean, it's literally at nighttime, it was like the place you'd go if you were into that stuff. Cinemax wasn't really a movie channel, right? I mean, it was.
And then it became more of a movie channel. So I don't really know what Max means, but I finally was forced. I was trying to not download it because I was like,
well, you have to watch Succession.
I know HBO was still working.
Season finale of Succession.
I started Succession last night. I've never seen an episode of that show in my life.
You're going to love that series. You're going to love the series.
I'm excited.
It's phenomenal. But anyway, let's move on.
Anyway,
I digress.
They're getting this.
rAVe Pro AV is now harnessing the power of NDI on a lot of their products now. And we have an article about that. You can scan the QR code and go read
the blog all about, like, what is NDI, which, it's another protocol. Our industry is full of protocols. So if you want to learn about this one, which is like really helpful for low bandwidth broadcasting and the benefits of NDI and how that fits in with the role of Pro AV cameras, definitely check it out, because NDI is a protocol that's only going to gain popularity in our industry as it has in the traditional broadcast industry.
At ISC earlier this year, there were at least 15 21:9 displays on display on the show floor. And one new one that you will see at Infocom is coming from MaxHub. They have a 105-inch ultra-wide 5K resolution 21:9 display. There are articles. So obviously these came about, unfortunately, not because of all the yelling and screaming I did about how we need larger digital canvases, but it came about because of Microsoft and Microsoft Teams Front Row, which I'm glad is making some moves there. So that's going to be a big part. It'll be interesting. It'll be definitely more than 15 on the show floor. In fact, I did a podcast that you can go see on our website at ravepubs.com with Epson, and they talked about how they're going to incorporate 21x9 into their booth a lot at this year's InfoComm show. So if you want to listen to that podcast about all that Epson's going to do at the show, that is at ravepubs.com. And it's on our InfoComm microsite, ravepubs.com/infocom. And then also you wrote up, I think it was you who wrote up a story about L Acoustics using our Paramore.
It was actually Gibson, our editorial intern for the summer. She wrote up a case study. Which is really exciting. L Acoustics, like, I cannot think of a band that has not used L Acoustics in their audio and like speakers for a show. And Paramore is just the latest one, which is just exciting because that band is also one that I just love and would love to see live. But they're on a 26-date arena tour. And they wrote up all of the things from L Acoustics that they have used, which is like 60 K2 enclosures, like 18 per side for mains and 12 per side as side hangs. So if you want to read a little bit more about all the L Acoustics that has gone into this tour, definitely scan it, check it out. It's a very, very cool setup. And
we want to remind you to register for our post InfoComm curated content show we call Replay InfoComm 2023, which will be 3 days, June 27, 28, 29. We're going to do it in little snacks. So we're going to do 3-hour segments, 1 to 4. I'll appear, Steph will appear, Megan will appear, Emily will appear. Probably get Sarah to appear for sure. And we'll try to get as many people as possible that are at the show to talk about what they did. We should definitely have who we haven't run in the game. It's
Anna Wesley.
We should definitely have Anna Wesley because she will just laugh the whole time if we have her on. It'll be funny. People just watch and laugh because when she tells stories, all she does is laugh. She's going
to be a really good MC. So if you are coming to InfoComm, come by the booth. Like, yes, it is.
She's following your legacy, Steph. You are our best game host ever. So will she do better than you?
I think she'll be great. I think she will be wonderful. I know that we have like a meeting in which I'm going to talk to her a little bit about what emceeing the game is and means. And I'm very excited to pass on the torch to her. I think she's going to do an amazing job.
Well, this, believe it or not, wraps up the shortest episode of rAVe TV in 2020.
Probably ever, yeah. Because we do like to talk. One thing about you and me, we will be talking.
Like they put the wrong 2 people on here, or the right 2 people, depending on how you look at it.
We're fun.
In any case, we are really proud of what we built with rAVe TV. We're proud of our audience. We're excited and honored that you're coming to us and watching us every Wednesday at noon, or even on replay. Watching us on you can always find us at ravepubs.com/rave /TV or just go to rAVe TV link. Again, all of our InfoComm coverage, we do have pre-show coverage, including video cast, podcasts, and news that we've already posted is at ravepubs.com/infocom. We will see you next Wednesday when the day will all be about InfoComm 2020.
And then the next week we'll be coming to you live
starting Tuesday.
Starting Tuesday.
Starting
for 30 minutes.
Somewhere around noon. It depends on how our bandwidth is. It depends on how quickly we can get on the show. We can't give you an exact time, but you will always be able to watch it.
You'll always be able to watch it.
Microsite at ravepubs.com/infocom. Everyone, thanks for joining us today. We're out of here.
Bye.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.